thanks. I'm really tired right now, so you'll have to kind of excuse me a little bit. I want to thank every one of y'all for coming out and helping to make this possible. These weights right here have been on quite a journey since Thursday morning. And you guys are a small part of a big picture. Y'all have come together for Leg 5 to help move these weights the distance for the officers. I haven't counted up the miles to see what we're at right now, but what you guys do here, it means a lot, it speaks a lot. Everything about this event was set up to mean something. I'm trying to get in the shade here. But I do have a few safety things we have to go over real quick. I think we have 2-3 people here. This is your second leg?
Yeah.
All right, so just bear with me. Did anybody bring your own ruck and bring any extra weight? Everybody's rucks are empty, aside from whatever snacks or something small like personal medication. All right. If you do have any medication, starting us off, our medic will be Tom Lloyd. So if you have any pre-existing conditions you need to let him know about, please do that. Not here in front of everybody, but whenever we break. That way he kind of knows what to watch for. AC Jeter will be swapping out with him, I think it's 7 or 8 o'clock. He will be taking his place as the medic for the rest of y'all's team. Everybody signed the waiver? Checked in? How long has anybody printed out the roster? So you've got the checkpoints and all. How long was this leg? 22 miles?
22 to Blair Lake.
Okay. We have everything. What was advertised was for 150 officers in 2018. After we set our roster and logistics for this ruck, that roster was updated by 13 officers. So what you see over there is 163 pounds. That's more weight than what y'all were originally told. Y'all need to come together as a team to figure out a strategy how to get this weight to the end of your leg. Okay? Here in just a few minutes, after I get done going over a few of these bullet points, I need y'all to come together as a team, create a strategy. What I strongly suggest, based off of what we've seen from past events and so far this year, is that y'all possibly split the team in half, have half rucking while half are resting. Create a 2 to 3 mile rotation. Whenever that time hits, you swap the weight. The people that are in the truck or the van riding start carrying weight while the other people rest their rotation. This is not a speed event. This is everybody's going to finish together. One of the common sayings in law enforcement is nobody fights alone, no man left behind. We're going to ruck as a team. We ruck together. Part of that teamwork, if it's not just a part of the teamwork, it also has to be for the safety reasons. We can't be stretching this thing so far apart that traffic gets in the middle of our convoy and ends up creating a pretty big safety hazard. We have to get these people out. It's already happened on this one. Cars are getting in the middle and we have to get those folks out. So
with that, like Caleb just said, tonight as you go, Highway 4, not a lot of traffic. The unfortunate thing is the cars are going to be moving really, really fast. When we were on 98, we actually were able to stop 98 pretty much to about 20 miles an hour, which there's some mixed feelings about that. But tonight, while you're on Highway 4, they're going to be high speed, high impact if anything happens, and that is not what we want to happen. We want everybody to stay together, stay between the vehicles, let the vehicles protect you. If we choose to pull off the side of the road to let some people by, abide by that. Get single file, do whatever, so that we make sure that you finish the way you're supposed to. Yeah.
So, with that being said, you were on leg 1 that came from Bear Lake. You remember the log truck?
Yep.
Okay. So, it was a high speed. He come over a hill around a curve, right? With our escort vehicles, whenever you're approaching a curve or a hill, have the first one have to go a few car lengths ahead to give some warning. Whenever we're exiting, just hang back for a minute. So that way if they're coming up behind us, 'cause that's what happened last year, a log truck came up behind us, and luckily everybody made it home safe. So.
I have a question.
Yes.
Since it's, I'm assuming the coin is 150 names, or is it 163?
The coin has 150.
Okay.
So
will there be a addition to?
Right now we don't have anything for the coin, but as far as for this ruck goes, we will maintain our mantra of every officer gets the mile that he deserves, and so there will be a supplemental ruck on June 1st. Right, so that will be, we can go over more of those details later, but there will be a supplemental ruck to do the 13 miles for the other officers, because we're not going to leave anybody behind.
If you want to know more about that,
sayings is,
make sure that you're in the athletes page. We'll post about it there.
right. Like we said, one of the common sayings in law enforcement is no one fights alone. And I'm going to take that a step further, is that even in death, no one fights alone. These officers died for what they believe in their country and their community. They were protecting people that they love. And I believe that they would fight for each other at a drop of a hat, and they would be there for each other at any time. So that's why they will stay together, even as where they are right now. For those of you that haven't seen these yet, each weight is wrapped and has the picture of the officer that the weight represents. So this is not just a chunk of lead. This right here represents Master Trooper Kevin Keith Connor of North Carolina Highway Patrol of North Carolina. End of watch was Wednesday, October 17th, 2018. His cause of death was gunfire. So whenever you put this in your ruck, you are carrying the burden for this officer. Sometimes the sacrifices that these guys make going to these calls can be heavy. One of the things that we're going to do is we're going to read some of the bios. And on leg one of the ones that really stuck out was an officer who had a baby boy born 4 days after he was killed in the line of duty. So, I mean, that's what he sacrificed so that we could be here doing this. So we're going to make sure that every one of these officers gets the respect they deserve. They're going to get every step of every mile. They will stay. The biggest rule is that they stay in a ruck on the ground. So if you need to swap weight with somebody, you don't hop on a tailgate while the truck's rolling to swap weight. You do it while you're walking. Not even one step will be slided. Each one of these weights has been weighed to, not a single one is even a tenth of an ounce under 16 ounces. They all weigh exactly a pound. So we've put a lot of meticulous effort into making sure that they get the respect they deserve. Part of your leg and part of the next leg goes into another message that we try to get across with this ruck, is that you'll be rucking into the night. Another thing this weight represents is sometimes the burden that's carried home by law enforcement at the end of a shift. Sometimes there's a call that they can't shake, or the accumulative stress that happens over time. The burden begins to be too much they can carry. Whenever sometimes we talk about suicides, we talk about how they're in a dark place. You know, we need to get them out of a dark place into a brighter day. Well, this ruck goes 24/7, so we go into the night, right on into the sunrise. A way of saying that I know it's dark, I know you're going through a dark time, but the sunrise is right around the corner, and we're here for you. So there's meaning behind everything. There's meaning behind we're going into the night. Team 6 will pick this up at midnight. Y'all will be passing the weight off to them, and they're going to carry it on into the sunrise. One more of the rules. The main rules is that we have a, where'd the flags go? You have the flags? Okay. So we've got the American flag. That one's going to stay flying. We've got also a blue line American flag with all the names of the officers on it. Since that's who we're here for, that's what's also going to be flying at all times. I would like to keep the other flags flying as well, But my main concern are the 2 American flags. Anybody have any questions? Have I missed anything?
You hit on reflective equipment for at night?
When the sun goes down, did everybody bring some type of reflective gear, glow stick, headlamp, something like that?
I have a bag of glow sticks.
You do?
Yeah, I got a couple of safety vests in my car if you want me to grab them.
That'll work. Everybody was given these little armbands. Turn those on, wrap them around your ruck somewhere where they can be seen. Like what Tom was saying earlier, people are moving fast. It's going to be dark. There's no street lamps. We're going to be going out into the middle of nowhere, so we need to make sure that we are as visible as possible. Okay? I want everybody to do this safe.
Oh.
So,
I thought you had a question.
all right, guys. We step off in 16 minutes. So there's the wake. I need y'all to come together as a team, figure out a strategy.
The binders.
Oh, I'm forgetting everything, sorry. This right here is the binder that has the printout of all the bios. They've been split up into the legs. Right here is your section. I want to make sure that these bios are read so that we know who we're rucking for. Each one of these goes over what kind of call they were responding to, what happened on the call, whether or not they left behind a wife and 2 kids, all that information. So I just want this to make it personal, remind you who's in the ruck.
Read it out loud like we did last year.
Yes, sir.
I'll make sure they get passed out.